Day 2, in a nutshell, the key to ending this gullus and to meriting Hashem's infinite blessing is to eradicate the sins of sinas chinam and Loshon Hara. How to end this gullus. We live in very difficult times. How great is our yearning for the coming of Mashiach and the rebuilding of the Beis Hamikdash. When our nation's suffering will end. The question is, what can we do to make this happen? A lot, says the Chofetz Chaim, for it is within our power to end this gullus. The Gemara teaches that the primary sin that led to the destruction of the second Beis Hamikdash was sinas chinam, baseless hatred among Jews. The Chofetz Chaim says that hatred alone would not have caused the Churban. The Gemara must be referring to hatred and Loshon Hara that it brought about. And if the sin of Loshon Hara brought us into gullus, surely it has the power to keep us there. Furthermore, says the Chofetz Chaim, it was following an episode involving Loshon Hara that Hashem decreed exile upon his beloved people. The Torah states that when the Meraglim returned from their mission to Eretz Yisroel with a slanderous report, the Jews were punished by having to remain in the wilderness for 40 years. The Gemara teaches that they were punished in another way as well. Rabbi said, this day, when they returned with their report, was Erev Tisha B'Av. And the people cried that night after hearing the report. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, you wept for no reason. I will establish this night for you as a time of weeping for all generations. Thus, because of this, the despised Loshon Hara, the destruction of the second of the Beis Hamikdash, and our nation's exile were decreed. The Chofetz Chaim makes another important point, which we will elaborate on. Receiving a blessing from a tzaddik is something very special. A tzaddik's words have great power in heaven, and therefore his blessings are eagerly sought. Far greater than a tzaddik's blessing is a blessing received directly from Hashem. No one would intentionally do something that might cause him to squander such a blessing, or so it would seem. The Torah states, "Cursed is the one who attacks his neighbor in secrecy." This refers to one who attacks his neighbor secretly by speaking Loshon Hara about him. Says the Chofetz Chaim, how can the brachos of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which we yearn for, come to rest upon us when, to our misfortune, we are in the habit of committing this sin? So, the next time you are tempted to speak Loshon Hara, think to yourself, Hashem loves me and wants to shower me with bracha, and I certainly want to receive this bracha. I had better guard my tongue. There is too much at stake. Again, in a nutshell, the key to ending this gullus and meriting Hashem's infinite blessing is to eradicate the sin of sinas chinam and Loshon Hara. Let's go to day 3. In a nutshell, Loshon Hara gives the Satan power, weakens the power of our Torah and Tefillah, and can cause a person to accumulate a staggering amount of sins. What is so terrible about Loshon Hara?